Welcome back, everyone. We have here today an awesome match set up for you. We have Wingboilers versus Godhand. We'll be going down for a best of five for the worst of the worst finale. These teams have endured so much spookiness in these spooky sets we have for the Halloween event. They've endured so much shit talking from all those lovely casters, and now we are gonna have to see who will take the crown in being the absolute best. I mean, worst of the worst. Luckily, I don't have to endure this today by myself. Rachel, welcome.
Hello. I will be your co-caster today, and I really don't want to watch those sets. They seem so boring, and I don't even know how do you pick those sets. It truly shows that teams are the worst of the worst to pick something like this. You already see Undying value. It seems like the best aura perk at this point is the amount of times Undying have helped our killers to just win the game so easily. So yeah, it's quite an interesting build. What do you think about it, Sinter?
Yeah, I just want to talk about that. We don't even have like any person you would normally see on these killers except for Corrupt, and I mean Undying already giving so much value. I mean the survivors have no clue how to properly stealth against killers. That's really what it's showing us right now, but even with this poor stealthing, the killer is still struggling to get that first tag, but we finally get it because Blind Fuck, not realizing he's running into absolutely nothing but running straight into the killer's arms instead of a good loop or something. At least we are going to try to take it as far away as possible, but we're giving so much free distance to the survivor here, just pathing. Like, we have absolutely no clue where they are, but it doesn't matter. The survivor doesn't realize they double-backed, and instead they trapped themselves on one of the worst pallets in the game, especially on this killer, which is going to result in a pretty early first down already, Rachel. I don't know about this.
I mean, why would we play 50s and try to win and try to tear mind game, right? Why would we try anything? We just run into the pallet and die on it, like with a 100% chance. Cause why not, right? Because we're blind fuck. I don't know, blind fuck more like blind fuck or something. Honestly, I don't know. It's an interesting start of the match. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And talking about blind fucks, that is what our killer play is also kind of hoping to do right now. Just, you know, don't hold power until the survivor does an action. Just randomly send it through a wall and pray you hit them. You know, that's peak DBD right there. I don't know about you, but that's how I love it, you know? You never try to give yourself an advantage. You just always play every single 50-50 you can.
I mean, you know, why would you actually play the game when you can gamble, right? But this you got being chased doing something extremely interesting, not trying to play the... I swear to god, this team has just actually decided to just gamble instead of actually playing the game, no? Like, see that they are playing instead of like the safe roams, they are deciding to just play something like this. Like what are we doing? And we are now in cage. Like, we won't even get the pallets. Or just allow them to get pallet safe, because why would we ever try to cage, right? Survivors are definitely not gonna play for the pallet saves when we done pallet. Yes, and there you take.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this map is a little bit of a weird pick for Pyramid Head because all of these rooms, which are usually kind of unsafe, like right there, Guppy, I feel like he could have just ran upstairs. He had enough distance, and then once you're upstairs, you're not really like playing the pallet 50s that you normally would against Pyramid Head on these unsafe pallets, but you're giving yourself a lot of extra time. But Guppy instead, you know, just gonna stand on top of the pallet, and you know, you either move left, you move right, or you stand still, and that's DBD right there. That's a Pyramid Head chase in a nutshell. If you play like this, but totems are slowly disappearing. At least one generator is popped. But I said that we're finding very little gen progress, so I'm not really sure what these survivors are doing.
Ooh.
Well, we see what they're doing. we're getting sniped through walls, and we give them the reset even though we're right here. You know, why bother going back as soon as you can when you can take a little bit of a detour to give them that heal?
I mean, Kane just feels generous, you know. He is like, as I said before multiple times, I think people are misunderstanding the tournament. They're not actually trying to win, they're actually trying to lose. And they're even bad at losing at this point. Like, I don't know how this one make it. We just decide to not take any distance, and the killer actually doesn't even give a fuck about the survivor apparently, because we are giving
Wait,
back.
it's blind fuck, don't look behind you, just look forward. wait. He's locked in, guys, don't worry. But yeah, I mean, taking hit, then standing still, then dropping the pallet, I feel like that course of action, it's a little bit mixed up. I feel like we should swap around some of those actions for like slightly more like the perfect playstyle. But hey, we're still buying a lot of time because this killer, I don't think he's really played Pyramid Head before, even though this is actually his pick. I mean, gens are popping and survivors are reset. We finally are starting to go for a tunnel out, which one thing to actually note is Blindfuck has, I believe he had DS, which is, I mean, why is that allowed against a killer like Pyramid Head? That's insane, but even though we have DS, we're not going to be making any use of it. Like, he played in such a suboptimal way where right now, if he goes down again, he just gets caged and he dies, and we don't even get to use the strongest, like one of the strongest perks in the game. So I feel like the Survivor team has definitely done something wrong there, and oh no. It's time for more 50s! Are you ready? He's gonna lose it right now.
Who's he?
What am I watching?
We just see both teams actually love gambling at this point. Like, look at them just. Like, Kate is just running. Like, I'm pretty sure she's not that big of a fan of gambling. She just wants to die faster. Because why would we actually try to play 50s or like try to TR it when we just run to the killer and die? Because it's totally the play, right? I also do want to say though, we have a decisive fallout because those teams are so bad they actually need it. Like, they need the grudge to actually be able to do something. Like, look, this man has second mid and he's not even gonna be able to use it ever in the game.
Yeah, second win decisive, two of the strongest anti-tunnels on the same survivor is definitely quite interesting, but it doesn't even really matter because our killer doesn't care about tunneling. We're doing a little bit of a Ots Darvish streak right now, you know, making sure we hit all the survivors as many times as we can before we actually start killing them. But even with this inefficiency from the killer side, Rachel, where Gen progress? Where Generator? I don't really hear a lot of progress, man. We've been in this game for quite some time now, and we're still 2 gens remaining, and they're all pretty much 0, I think. I don't know what's going on at this point.
But Pyramid Head Killer is scary, he can hit the walls. Survivors are afraid of this. They're like, and we just had to smoke, because like, and run into the killer apparently goes well. Once again, Terra Radius is just a joke, it's a meme, it doesn't exist. I don't know, Cinder, like, those survivors are really showing me how to play the set, and I actually have a balanced landing, which is surprisingly good used, and not misused like any other perk in this fucking game. And we lose a 50, because why not?
I don't think this is a good use of balance at all. I mean, our killer, I'm pretty sure if he didn't swing down, like, he could have maybe hit him through the balance landing with how right on top of the survivor he was. But hey, you know, it happens. Sometimes you just have to bank on the misplays of the enemy team, which there are plenty of. I mean, what are we doing right now? We're doing a gen right next to the cage, and I guess our killer player is kind of forced to make sure the cage goes to the outside of the map again, but oh my god, just back to the 50s. We have life. We could have just safely vaulted. I don't know, I'm pretty sure there's a check spot, like, roughly when the killer reaches the corner of the staircase, you can vault completely safely, and you should always be able to make either the God window or, like, another pallet nearby, but no, Blindfuck, he's Death Hook. Like, let that realize, he's Death Hook, he has life, he has a good exhaustion, and instead of taking a safe play, he's just playing 50s on the window, where you almost are guaranteed to get hit. Yeah, I mean, we're just running through pallets, we're infected, so he's gonna be going down instantly, and I don't even know if we pop that generator on main before we get back to it.
Honestly, Cinder, I'm not gonna be tired saying this over and over again. I think our teams are just big fans of gambling, because, I don't know, I think I just, with the way they play, they never take distance, they never try to make the safe plays, they actually try to, like, run to the killer and just play 57 over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, look at this, like, even right now. He means the 50s, I mean, alright, but what am I watching? What is this gameplay? Please, I can't understand. What am I actually watching? Cinder, please help me. I am losing my mind, and we actually... Oh, we almost get mined into this pallet.
Okay, Rocky is just a better gamer right now. I mean, this guy, I think he did some sacred ritual to RNGs before the game. He, like, prayed to the internet gods as well, just making sure everyone was on his side to not get hit with that M1 there, which actually allowing them to pop both of the gens, which... I mean, Skane, I don't know what we're doing. I mean, we have TTT in our name, which is like a little bit of a sign that we're not a good player, but I was talking earlier about the fact that you could have... Okay, sir, You know, when Pyramid Head cages someone, I'm pretty sure they don't get borrowed time. Or am I going crazy right now? We're just following them for no reason and giving the survivors enough time to open the gate. Wait, am I going crazy or?
You don't get any BT, you don't get any you don't get anything after the unhook. You don't even get decisive. I'm pretty sure. It's just.
Oh my god, man.
I mean, he forgot he caged him or something. I mean, you did say he doesn't look like he played Pyramid Head as much. I generally think they just agreed behind the scenes to
Oh,
like play
it's a
gambling.
P100 Pyramid Head, by the way. He doesn't know you don't get BT after a cage. Nice. Oh, nice. Ay. Yeah, there was just so many misplays. I mean, I talked about when we were getting the down onto our tunnel out that could get it in time before they pop the main gen, but Skane doesn't even care. Like, he knew that was the only high progress generator on the map. We knew it was like 80 or 90%, but instead of going on to check it, we just started chasing some random in the middle of the map, you know, letting the survivors pop all the gens. I think we never checked on our gens. Like, we kicked maybe once or twice, but we were just kind of, I don't know, we were just walking around, seeing survivors because the survivors don't know how to stealth, getting some free downs, and then we finished the game with a relatively high amount of stages, I guess. Like 8 stages all fresh isn't the worst result, but I mean, man, with how uncoordinated the survivor team was, I feel like a 4K was almost guaranteed, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
You have...
once again, we did say that both Survivors and Killer like to play gambling, so I think in their mind, if the gen pops or not is also a gamble. And he took the gamble without thinking much. You know, educated guess is not a thing for this man. And you know, we just play the way we want, because why wouldn't we, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much how this game is boiled down, and I think we're gonna have to see if the next game goes down in the exact same way, or if we see a little bit more calculated plays either from the survivor side or the killer side, but who knows, maybe we'll just stick to our gambling chart and like yeah, you know, whatever. You know, 99% of gamblers quit before they hit it big, blah 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 blah. And with that great life advice, we're gonna be going into a small intermission. So we'll be right back, everyone. Make sure you stay tuned. Boo! Welcome back, everyone. Gonna start the setup with at least some excitement because I'm quite sure the rest of this match is gonna be completely without excitement. Rachel, what about you?
I'm not once again looking forward for any of those sets. This is just so boring, and the teams are too bad for me to actually watch this. Like, there's only that many times I can make jokes about them playing 50s and gambling. I don't want to say though, Pyramid Head is not the worst killer. We do see some interesting build though.
Oh.
And one of the perks is already taking action, I believe it's ultimate weapon. It's an interesting choice for sure. What do you think about it, Cinder?
I'm a very big fan. I mean, I think this perk is banned quite often, and especially on indoor sets, it can give so much value because you might think indoor sets, especially for the killers, it can sometimes be useful. You know, not giving the survivors too much information. But since Pyramid Head is a killer that doesn't have any terror radius like dampening or anything, he's not really a stealth killer. It's actually just kind of harder sometimes to find any survivors. Like, the survivors being stealthy is more of an issue than the killer being stealthy in this set, so it definitely makes a lot of sense. It gives a lot of guaranteed info, as long as you have decent lockers. I think on this map the locker spawns can sometimes be a little bit interesting, like you can have them side without lockers, but I mean, it's not even gonna matter. I mean, you can start the first chase as early as you want, but if you don't know how to use your power, then what are you really getting here, Rachel? Like, we're scared we hear someone doing a gen right next to us. Oh, yeah, pull up the power again. Oh, yeah, don't cancel power when you get the free hit. Just send it, Achi, why not? Oh, and everyone's missing skill checks!
I swear, oppression is just, I don't know, it gives so much value to every single team. I do wanna say though, Cinder, I'm pretty sure for half of those teams, or even for all of those teams, Pyramid Head is a stealthy killer. Because look out! We just hit through the wall, because why not, right? But have you seen this Dwight just work on the gen, like right in front of the killer, or whoever the survivor was? I'm not paying attention, like this is just way too boring. I might as well just not look at the screen the entire game. But have you seen them just work the gen right in front of the killer? Because they, I don't know, they don't hear the TR, they don't see that, they don't have comms, I don't know what happened, but the things are definitely looking quite grim. To see again the bounce, you know, the exact same hall. And we're just gonna opt to play the 50s again.
Well,
Because I don't think the Pyramid Head knows he can cancel the power. I just think he has to send it. It's like, I don't know, his teammates are peer pressuring him or something. Because I don't know why wouldn't he. Oh, he might actually know this, but he's just not the smartest kid, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is just a little bit of a fundamental misunderstanding. Like, you can either just send it with power every time, but we're talking about 50-50s, but I feel like unless you're just predicting the survivors in their head, it's more of like a 33-66, because the survivor can go to the left, to the right, or stand still. And, okay, I mean, we finally found what works for us after 2 generators of pop, which is, you know, not using power and just M1ing. Not even baiting power, not even trying anything, just get the free M1 down, because guess what? The survivors also have no clue what they're doing, so it's completely fine. But yeah, what I was saying, like, you can't just keep sending it with power, you have to force the survivors to commit to an action before you can actually do something with your power, but Guppy is not getting to use that enough, finally realizing he has a perk that could be useful, which, if he used this perk a little bit sooner ago, he might have been able to realize that, oh, there's no survivors here, I should probably, like, go do anything, because now we give the survivors a free reset, they can start splitting gens across the map if they want. I mean, I'm just gonna remind you guys of our WinCon, which is, our killer needs to get 9 stages, I believe. 9 stages, any amount of fresh looks, it doesn't matter. Which is very difficult if we're considering that we only got 1 stage after 2 gens have popped. That 1 stage is already being reset and unhooked completely for free without anything to say for it. That is quite unlucky.
Honestly, I don't want to say, like, the survivors know how to go against the power. I don't know if it's just Guppy being extremely awful, the killer, but still, they do know how to hold their distance and stuff. But M1, I don't know, those guys probably never played ladder or never even heard of it before, because the way they play against M1, or just not like the whole idea of not running into killer seems, I don't know, alien to them or something. Because those survivors just make so much mistakes on the basic M1 mind games, while doing relatively decent against them too.
I think we lost the Scratchworks again. Oh,
I think we just lost Trevor.
Oh, and I was gonna say they've just gone. They're out of the room, but Diane said wants to give the killer a chance. You know, play some more 50s, but we're kind of just getting ourselves stuck in the room. But it doesn't matter. I mean, Guppy, he's not really sure if he wants to commit to the power or if he wants to M1 them down, but it seems to just be working because these pallets are not strong enough to save Yaya. He's gonna try to make another rotation, but I don't think he makes that. Yeah, even though I think both teams are on relatively good ping, like we saw from the last trial, this will finally be another down for Guppy. And somehow, no gens have popped. Which, okay, well, we see why. The survivors are splitting a couple different generators, and the killer now has the struggle to be in 3 places all at once, which... That is definitely Sprint Burst, the Dead by Daylight perk right there. That's all I'm gonna say about it. That is definitely the Pyramid Head power right there. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Oh my goodness.
I don't know how relevant it would be, but oh my god, Aimlabs is actually free. We might actually have to get a sponsorship because of how many times we actually mentioned the game. At this time, like... Guppy, what are you shooting at? And we actually see finally a hit on Survivor. After like what, 4 gens pop, we actually hit our first ability or something? Why do we wait? Guppy, what are you doing? Guppy, please. Oh, god dang it. Cinder, please, what am I watching?
I wanna go home.
How can one how can one just not? Guppy, please, Guppy, we need you to log in. I know it's worst of the worst, but please, like, I have a family to feed.
I'm just
I can
sitting here with my hands like I had just like, what am I doing with my life, man? What actions have I taken to result to this? I mean, this is crazy. And our killer, he doesn't know what to commit. He needs to get it down at some point for a pain res or something, but instead he's just chilling. He's just a chill guy. Okay.
What did we do wrong to have to pass this game? Oh my god, Cinder. Are we in hell? Have I sinned today or something? Please, explain to me, Cinder.
Yeah, I mean we're taking a small timeout, but I feel like Guppy didn't ask the referee for a timeout, you know, so the survivors have just been doing gent and healing each other while we're taking a small break, you know. And we've now gone back into the position where every single survivor is healthy, and we're playing the worst windows in the game, but still buying so much time before we get hit with 1m1. The killer's even getting Bloodlust, you know, Bloodlust Pyramid Head, that's what we want to see. And of course, we're
That
just
is a
gonna take as
scary
much distance as we want, the generators popping. And those 9 stages right now are looking mighty difficult because we would need to down 3 different survivors and get all of them on the hook and then pretty much camp all of those before we have that, which is, considering how the rest of the game's gone, I don't know if we're getting there, Rachel.
Honestly, I don't know. I think we might have to just go full M1 for this to happen, because I believe only M1 can help Gappy at this point with how skilled he is with the power and how skilled Survivor are against the M1. We almost lose survivors constantly, by the way, is what I'm noticing. Holy, I'm like the worst of the worst caster here.
Yeah,
We do
I'm
see
definitely not
all
gonna
survivors.
argue that with you, but finally, at least this first try is gone. And they're getting a nice Mori through the wall to end it off, you know, what everyone loves to see. And I believe that was the 4 or 5 stage. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just falling asleep in my chair at this point. But I think that just means we're gonna have to soon go into another intermission for the next set, which I believe will be a bit more of a standard pick. I thought it was Ghostface on Larry's, Rachel. What are your thoughts on that set?
And I mean, I wanna say I'm excited because I really like Ghostface and Lays, but with those teams, I don't know. I'm scared. Blind fuck might I don't know. He might do something scary, you know.
I mean, I'm hoping for some scary shit. I'm hoping for some peekaboos and some jump scares because then we can just get out of the trial as soon as possible. I don't expect that many stages running out the doors when we're already this not coordinated when we can see the killer and hear him exactly. But and against a Ghostface, that's gonna be a lot harder. But I think the teams are just gonna have to try to prove themselves, see if maybe they manage to turn on at least some of the like mechanisms inside their brain before they go into this next trial. But we'll just have to see. So make sure you stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the second set of Wingboilers versus Godhand. This time, Godhand going to be starting us out on Killer. Hopefully, going to get a little bit of a better result than last time, but honestly, I doubt it, because if you're looking in the bottom right corner, our Killer is so scared and so, like crying his eyes out, thinking about getting looped, that he has to run a perk like coup de grace. I mean, what is this? Like, it's Larry's. You just have to get rid of the god palette, and then you should be able to get free hits on the survivors. But no. Our killer, he thinks he's gonna need this, and I mean, I agree with him. He's gonna need some help in chase because we're instantly getting this stock onto our survivor instead of 99ing it and getting more pressure on the map. And oh, here come the guest spots. Last game we were maybe talking about the 50-50s, but here come the guest spots on Larry's. I am already excited for this, Rachel.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, from what I'm seeing here, I don't even know how do we go down to this. Like, my boy doesn't even try to 99 survivor. He just like fully sends it, goes fully stock when the claw has like half a map distance. And I don't know, like, this start is definitely not what survivors want. I wanna say, because I mean, how do you go down before the first gen pops on Cosplay set? I actually do have some kind of an awareness, getting on the gen like before actually getting fully stocked. But we also don't really have an awareness because we just landed on the killer. It's gonna eat my words. I'm just not gonna talk anymore.
Yeah, I mean, just shut up, man. I got it from here. So not only did Rankrine decide to, not go anywhere bottom, where if you're looking bottom, there's literally 0 gens there. I think like every single gen on the map is top, so I would hope that they're like looking with their eyes and have noticed this, that they have to take every chase bottom. But Rankrine, instead of doing that, make sure he dives as far top as possible so we get a hook on top of this high progress gen. We get free stock on every survivor, and then just because why not, we give him a free tag as well. But honestly, I'm really scared that, okay, I was gonna say the free pull might be coming out any moment here, because our killer has gone all the way to 1 when our survivor is nearing like 10 seconds left on their hook stage, which is a crazy play. And then we let the survivor on the hook reveal us to make sure they can come in for the trade as well. Which, oh wait, we might be able to body block this actually. We get the vault. They go second, and we're just waiting for power. Yaya has the biggest goof of all time. It's going down right on top of the hook as well.
No, Cinder, can you please explain what actually happened? How do you misplay it so badly? You chose the worst survivor to go for pull, in the worst room possible, at the worst timing possible, while also having a gen on top of this. What are we doing?
And then what's our killer doing? We have time to go around the map. We can do anything we want. We can just hook Yaya for a free pain whiz. We can go to a high progress gen, try to find the 99 stealth survivor. We can go bottom because we know one survivor is still stealthing bottom. We saw the scratch marks. We could try to pressure them to make sure the other survivor goes off the gen. But instead, we just sit right on top of Rankrine, who just hit second stage, who the survivors don't want to pull anyways. I mean, what are we doing? We're just wasting so much time. And oh my god. Is the survivor gonna misplay it so badly that they're gonna go down to coup here? I wonder. I mean, this pallet is completely safe, and there's no way you go down on this, right? Oh, I mean, yeah, that's a way to not die on the pallet. Just leave it completely. I mean, yeah, if you don't know check spots, I guess might as well just go to an... I mean, it's like, relatively safe pallet, but this is not a safe pallet for Rankrine, let's be honest here. I mean...
No pallet is safe for Rankrine. Look at this man play. You literally just drop the pallet and play it. You don't know about the coup. You have never seen coup in play. Why don't you just drop the pallet and play it? It's called an excise filler and it's fucking safe. You drop it and you play check spot. But I get, well, jump spot. But I guess the also don't know what am I expecting, right? We almost got mind gamed on the safest part of the map. I would not be shocked if they get mind gamed on anything.
Yeah, and I mean, luckily my prediction from earlier actually came through because okay, just send it with coup, you know? Make sure you don't save coup for once you have a survivor 99 in stock. Just make sure you give them that tag and give them as much distance if they want so they can play any tile on the map. And you know, you don't even have sloppy, so these tags aren't even that useful. But yeah, you know, just waste your one and only coup save you have remaining. Why not? I think that's quite useful.
It's definitely a play. I don't know, a good one or a bad one. Probably the bad one because our teams are doing something for sure. I don't know how we still are on 4 gens left. As this game has been going for so long and we still have not popped the gen. And we decided to leave Survivor for the memes or something, I don't know. I don't even think this Ghost is gonna get any gens interrupted. They're literally cross my body, you're not Billy, you're not you don't have ability, you're a fucking Ghostface. Actually do manage to interrupt this gen, which is surprising.
We're not gonna kick it, so if there's any other survivors left on the map, they can just pop that whenever they feel like it. Instead, we're just gonna try to get some stock onto Yaya, who actually didn't run into the killer for once. Let's get a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That's beautiful. And our killer tried to cut them off, but Yaya actually using his eyes, not getting mind game there. Which means we just have to leave again, of course, because, oh, that's right, we forgot to kick this generator. And, oh, that's right, of course another survivor showed up to just pop it. But luckily, we turned on that one working brain cell. We're now back onto an actual good chase we can take, which... Well, I mean, I'm saying it's a good chase, but we don't have coup available, so there's no way we're getting this down unless the survivor fucks up massively, because... Oh, well,
which would not be surprising.
Yeah, I mean,
At all. We almost ran to the killer, and I don't want to say though, I'm pretty sure it's not... Why are we all here? Oh my god.
Wait, we're just tanking hits. I mean, it's only Ghostface, you know, injuries don't matter that much. I'm pretty sure our Dwight has been bottom side of the map just cranking away at the Yen all by himself this whole time. So giving out more free tags, I feel like, is just a big misplay. I mean, you want to make sure you're fully healthy against your Ghostface as often as possible, but I guess it doesn't matter, but you can just rely on your insane ping and not get hit once again, like we already saw earlier in the Parent Head trials as well. I mean, this is just absolutely crazy. We're getting away with an absolute robbery here. We're giving out multiple free tags, you know, we have a survivor fully stocked, we are in chase with them, but even with all of that pressure, our killer cannot convert into anything. This is just crazy.
We actually see Go getting value, which is definitely a crutch that our killer needed. I do wanna say though, this swing on mine pallet, I don't know about you, but it was such a funny little play. We don't even try to the zone survivor just swing, get stunned, and let survivor rotate all the way down, even though we know and we have all the gen stop. And then we proceed to commit the survivor for like no reason, but we managed to get the hook because survivor doesn't even try to run bottom. This is such an amazing, like, this is something that I've noticed in the worst of the worst that we'll never see anywhere else. Survivors doing something so unexpected, you just basically cannot be prepared for any of those. That's like such a unorthodox place all over again. Like, what are we doing? There's no way you're gonna get survivor off. Are you actually Tinder, please, please. Like,
I was gonna say you better knock on wood before saying this is a bad play from the Ghostspace, because I'm pretty sure that the survivor is gonna get mind gamed here. I mean, we just jiggy sent the injured survivor to pull the other Deathhook survivor, and instead we, of course, commit the one progress generator, because, I mean, with how these survivors are playing, we don't need to get a fast tunnel out, or we don't need to get multiple slugs or downs at the same time. We can just play for our gens. I mean, we're looking at a 4k free here. I mean, we have someone on Deathhook, we have 2 pain reses available, we have someone who's about to get mind gamed right here, and actually did they manage to pop that generator on 9? That was high progress, because if they did, that would be quite interesting, you know, going for the gen where the killer just was, and yeah, it looks like they did do that generator. That is quite interesting. I mean, if our killer just played a little bit slower and played like more textbook, you know, taking tags and then going back, he could have gone to look for the reset, which is what the survivor should have been doing, but then he would have found, oh, they're just doing the gen and giving me another free down, and then I get the 4k free. But instead, we let the survivors pop, we let them get another pull for free. We see, I think that is Clean Break coming out, so they're gonna get the full reset here as well. And we do get another down, but I mean, this is actually kind of putting the survivors back into a good position when I was just talking about getting a free 4k free, but now the survivors might be able to pop at least one more generator to get a actually winnable win cut for their killer. I mean, what are we talking about here? We're going from 4k free to 4k free to 4k 2, like, we gotta stop it at some point.
I think at this point, any win is winnable. Like, you might as well die for K5 and still win, because the survivors are gonna bring the wrong perk and then they're gonna die for K5 themselves.
Wait, how are they not reset yet? What? Rachel,
why would they?
They got the pull like 30 seconds ago. Then we saw the clean break getting activated by
Ace, please leave the balance. What are you doing? Why are you like?
But then they decided, okay, he's chasing all the way 12, we're all the way bottom, we activate clean break, and instead of healing the Deathhook survivor here, we're just gonna do nothing and jerk off in the corner. I don't know if I like that game plan, man. I'm gonna be honest. And then we trade with the Deathhook survivor, which is oh my god, we're just gonna go to a 2v1 like for no reason. Why would you ever pull this? I mean, do you not have ears? I feel like your teammate should have called at some point. Oh, by the way, the killer, they left me, guys. He's going to the hook where, you know, the Deathhook injured survivor is pulling for some reason. But getting carried by ping again, so it doesn't even matter. I wouldn't be surprised if we go for a wild goose chase with some Tom and Jerry music playing in the background here and let them pop into their gen.
What? If you don't have any cool stuff, cheeky boy, what are you doing? You're not that cheeky. Holy. Can we also talk about this fight? Every single chase he's had, he's been chasing on the top, on the worst pallets against coup de grace. Like, you cannot make a worse play ever, even if you wanted to. You are chasing in the 4 gen because all of your gen are top, and you're choosing the worst pallet to play because it's there are 50 pallets, and they are not even a 50 because the killer has cool, and then it's like, you're still going top. Please save my eyes. What are you doing?
Oh, we're getting baited by Ghostface, and I mean, something we haven't even touched up on is like these survivors are allowed so many good perks when the killer isn't allowed like too many. I think they're not allowed multiple regression perks at the same time, but still these survivors are struggling. I mean, they have a bunch of exhaustions against Ghostface of all killers, and we still cannot last in chase. This is just absolutely crazy. And I mean, hopefully now Cheeky Boy is finally able to wrap it up and just get that 4k. Which should have been like 10 minutes ago already, but instead we're slugging and we don't find the survivor and we let them get the reset. And we do see them at least. Oh, we're both gonna play the same pallet. Yeah, I like that game plan, but it's instead of forcing them onto it, we just give them enough distance. Okay, now we're just swinging through pallets again, which I feel like when you get stunned multiple times swinging through pallets, you should realize, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. But then Cheeky Boy does it anyways, and he gets rewarded because DVD is an amazing game.
I mean, he is cheeky for a reason, you know? I also do want to say, Ace all this time had empathic connection. How do you not make this reset on bottom? You know, I just need to stop talking about different stuff, because Sarah's just not letting me, like, talk about anything. Like, I have to come back to this. Why are we just not vaulting this? Like, it's a 50 you have to take. You have to vault this. Like, Sister, please help me. I am losing my mind.
Wait, shush, guys, he's stuffing. Shush. Definitely doesn't see the blood, and, you know, saw him through the window. Wait, he saw him? No, there is no way. Wait, please go.
He's
Yes,
cheating,
yes,
he's
yes.
cheating.
It's time for check spots. I'm so excited. Are you ready for check spots?
I'm ready for guest
What
spots.
are we
It's gonna be
swinging
the
for?
best guest spots ever.
I think he's gonna play for the window again and just get mind game. Oh, no, just swing. Yeah, just swing once
That would
again.
be amazing.
Okay.
I wanna see the stage play for him.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay,
actually,
wait.
get the check spots. Hold on.
I mean, okay, we have like a bit of a rivalry here because we have the guest spots from Ace, but on the other side we have the grandpa movement through Cheeky Boy, but it does look like the guest spots will be going down. Grandpa does get his final down, does get the 4K2, and even though it did take quite some time, we finally got the Rachel.
Honestly, I'm so happy this is over. This was definitely performance to watch. I do want to say though, as much as 4K2 is not a good result against any other team, I don't know. It might just be the best win con they can ever get in this match.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm just glad that my prophecy came through. Like this killer, even though they got 4 stage or 3 stage earlier, like as soon as there's any type of team play that has to be had from the survivor side, and you know any type of communication, it just completely crumbles down. And we can see, I mean, we had a death at 4 gens with barely any progress. I think was the game state at some point. I mean, that's just absolutely insane. That should never be happening. And the survivors are allowed balanced and a ton of healing perks against Ghostface. I mean, what are we doing? I think we're just gonna have to go into another intermission and pray that our next survivors don't show such a complete disaster. Rachel, what about you?
Honestly, I just hope the next game is gonna go fast. I don't even care about the result at this point. This was so boring to watch. Oh my god, it's like I cannot explain my frustration from this. Like, as a Ghostface enjoyer, seeing this being played like that, I don't even know.
Yeah, so I think without further ado, we're just gonna be right back. Make sure you stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the second Ghostface trial. We see here Banji this time on the killer, Wingboilers back at it again, and we are running such a unique build. I mean, we really put a bunch of brain power into running the exact same build as our opponents did. Definitely not stealing from them or anything. We came up with this all by ourselves. What do you think, Rachel?
I mean, at this point, they think that Godhand has to be the best killer in the game. Because, I mean, they got Forgetted in their brain. They're like, they went against the best Ghostface in the entirety of GBG or something. So they just decided to keep what's working, I guess. I do hope that Godhand can actually show how to play survivors. Because from what I've seen from Wingboilers, I don't think I can take watching it once again. What about you, Sinter?
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be a rough one, but it's already starting to be rough for the killer. I feel like in both of these sets, we're seeing maybe that the team that picked it is the only one that actually practiced or, you know, had any type of, like, idea of what to do on that set, because Ghosty is getting revealed left, right, and center. We have barely any stock progress. We have no tags. We don't even know where half the Survivor team is hanging out. Like, they could be stealthing around gens already. They could just be in a locker somewhere top waiting out Corrupt, which is only lasting 30 more seconds, might I add, which will mark the 2-minute point of doing absolute jack shit for this trial. So that's gonna be something to celebrate for sure. And I mean, Rocky taking the words out of my mouth, you know, making sure I'm completely wrong. He just had to give a little smooch, a little kiss to the Ghostface just before the Corrupt ran out. How nice of you, man.
I mean, for sure. I do want to say though, ever since the beginning of the game, I'm pretty sure survivors have been just running around in circles around the Ghostface. Because Rocky? I mean, you know, last time when Blindfuck wasn't looking behind himself, right? I think this guy doesn't look in front of himself or something, because what the fuck did they just witness right now? I mean, why would we look in front? Why would we look in front of us, right? Because I mean, if you know what's behind you, you don't need to know what's in front of you. I don't know. Man read too much of like I don't know Chinese philosophers or something.
Yeah, I was gonna
Like,
say that
what
sounds like
am I-
reverse philosophy. Like, don't look at the path ahead. Just like sulk and like be sad and think about the past and don't accomplish anything in your life. That's such inspirational words, Rachel. I'm so glad that we have you on the casting today. But I mean, at least our killer is deciding to not camp the hook the whole time like the last game, which for some reason actually panned out. Where instead of just getting 99 stock on Cheeky Boy, I'm really surprised Cheeky Boy didn't vault that window and come right into our arms, but instead they're just holding some miraculous check spot there, which is, I was gonna say, supposed to give them 0 distance, but it doesn't matter because they have balance, so they're completely fine. They reach one of the 17 god palettes on the map, which is always going to be really fun to watch for them chase, and this is exactly why you should 99 survivors on Ghostface and not just complete their stock when kind of far away, because, I mean, now they just get to loop for as long as they want. I mean, there's just nothing you can do on Ghostface if the survivor isn't completely brain dead. So, yeah, that's what we're seeing right now. Just a little tour around the map. Well, hopefully 3 different survivors are splitting gens, but okay, well, we are not splitting gens. We're just playing for head-ons when... Oh my god, I was gonna say our survivor's completely fine, but we're running into the killer. We're still gonna give the... Thank god we have someone here. We're not getting the down to the exposed status effect.
I was just about to say, that being completely safe is like you cannot apply this to those teams. They are never completely safe, and Rocky has shown us this. My man just got outplayed on the safest pallet ever without even killer trying to mind game. Like anything is possible in this set, and we just decided to like ignore the god pallet because why would we try to like actually break it, right? Let's just. I mean,
we're still we're looping with
both
friends.
here.
Oh my days! Oh my days! Adam had so much distance. I mean, Kate like dropped the pallet just after getting hit, which meant Adam had a good like 3 seconds to make distance all the way to 1, but instead he went to the backside of this pallet and we're looping with friends, which is going to result in a 3 down for our killer. But honestly, I don't know if it's going to matter that much. I mean, 2 gens have popped. We can only let 1 more generator pop for the Tycon, and once 2 more generators have popped, then the survivors have already taken the second set, which, I mean, I feel like it's all but guaranteed. I mean, we're getting the reset for free because we have a ton of broken reset perks. We don't have any tunnel out. We've only hooked 2 different survivors, and we don't even know where Guppy is at right now. Guppy could be stealthing for the pull already. You could get it anytime for free. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm looking into the future, but I'm just gonna say I have the go to the game sense. You know, that's all I'm gonna say.
I don't think any game sets will help you with with those teams because they're doing so much interesting plays that you will never be able to just game sense those. Like you think of a game sense, you think of an override play, and you just think of like they will do the exact opposite from it. Like I don't think any game sets will help you except for being the dumbest person on earth or something. I don't know, Cinder, you might just be the most dogshit player in the game.
Okay. Where did that come from? What the fuck's going on there?
From my mouth.
I thought we were shit talking the teams. Oh. And I mean,
Ooh.
talk about shit talking the teams. We're getting a triple reset. This is like the 4th time where we get snapped out of power without getting anything for it. And oh, I don't know if you know this, but we just wasted a coup stack, Rachel. I was just about to talk about the fact that we haven't used a single coup stack in like the entire trial so far, but hey, we used one. I'm not gonna say it was good, but what are we doing here? We're breaking the pallet while we're still in power. Okay, so Guppy is 75% stock. What you're supposed to do here is you either fully stock them, or you just wait until they pop you out, and then you can break the pallet and zone them, and then you get your power back with Ulsa's wallet. But instead, we just break the pallet while we're still in power, and then we get snapped out of power. Yes, very nice gameplay. But coup de grace is branded, so it doesn't matter. We still get the down. We don't even have to play 50s on this pallet.
Did I just see Benji fully stock the squad and try to leave her? This man needs to make up his mind before actually doing something. Or, I don't know, if he needs to make up his mind or if he needs to, like, use any of the brain that's left. I don't know, but what I want to say, though, is this Ghostface is, it's like 20% until you lose, basically. So this kid, if she wins this pilot and she somehow gets the stun, oh my god, actually well played somehow. You do still have cool stacks for
Well
this pilot.
played? What
This
are
pilot
you
is not
talking
safe
about?
at all.
Cheeky boy didn't even know the killer was there. He jumped up, then he startled his cat by how scared he got in that moment, and then his cat pressed the spacebar key on accident, and he somehow still got the stun when he should have like been dead already. But I mean, this is just crazy. With how bad these servers are playing, we're just refusing to drop the pallet, winning every 50, buying just enough time for someone to come in for the hit tank. But even with all this drama and this, I mean, just this brain-numbing gameplay, we still managed to pop all the generators we needed for the win con, which means that I'm pretty sure Godhand have already taken the second set, turning it into a 1-1 set result. And okay, what are we doing? Are we gonna like use our coup de grace? Like, are we gonna do something, or are we just gonna get the bloodlust free while the survivor's playing some shitty windows? I don't understand what's going on right now.
Speaking of coup de grace, I was about to say, when they were playing this amazing Excise Filler on 5, why would we ever break it? You have coup de grace. This is completely unsafe with coup. You can literally outplay so easily. But no, we said to break the pallet, let Survivor run the entire map. I don't know. I guess they only had shitty windows, but somehow we still lose all those shitty windows, even though we have like fucking Bloodlust 2 and almost 3 even, and it's still all the cool stacks we need. Yeah, just I don't know, celebrating being in the set or something, like I don't know, drinking already or something, because like we are so oblivious right now.
I mean, Rachel, I feel like maybe we're in the wrong, because this is like the second time in the Ghostface set where the survivors have literal eons to get a reset. Once again, they have a bunch of good resetting perks, but instead of resetting, they just let some injured survivor do a gen and give the killer a free down. I mean, are we missing something here, or are both the teams just not thinking at the moment? I genuinely can't tell anymore.
I don't think teams can think at this point, because we are missing once again.
Cheeky boy's gonna play the pallet. Wait, he's gonna play the pallet. That's here. I genuinely think he has like 5,000 MS in his brain, and only after he got stuck there he realized, oh, the pallet's gone. That's unlucky. Please help, I need a hit tank, guys, please, team problems. And then Adam, of course, not responding in time. Means the Cheeky boy's gonna be dying right on the gen. Oh my god.
Having a bit of a delay is fine as long as you're not playing DBD comp match, even if it's worst of the worst. And this Adam is
What am I watching?
He's definitely playing the game. I don't exactly know what game he's playing, but
I think he's no. Okay, wait. I'm inside Paddy's mind right now. Guys, I'm juking him. Guys, I'm juking him so much. Well, the killer's just waiting for the 99 stock. I mean, he could have just like stood still, or he could have even traded at this point. I don't know. Like, if he was gonna die anyways. I don't know. This is quite interesting. We're gonna be going into endgame with a ton of stages, but once again, we already talked about it. The win con was met, so it doesn't even matter. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the survivors manage to somehow still get 4K zeroed here. Like, the gate's open, but they're gonna be going for the pole, of course, so I think all types of shenanigans could happen here either way.
Honestly, I just hope the survivors take out. And I mean, Benji, I'm pretty sure already gave up on the game. He's like trying to just, I don't know, stand still mind game.
I would give up after this, well, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I would also try to pretend my net died or something, because this performance from Ghostface was a performance for sure. I really do hope survivors realize they cannot pull this ever and just I don't know, just leave.
Okay, you watch your words there, because I think they can definitely pull this against this Ghostface. I mean, we're standing right in his face, we don't even care. I'm pretty sure one survivor's opening the gate that's right next to us. We only have about 10 seconds left on the hook timer though, so I think the time management for the survivor team is a little bit interesting. Oh my god, he hit the survivor. This is why you, like, be careful with what you say, because with these shitty teams, so much can happen. And I wouldn't be surprised if we give Adam more than enough distance to just make it to another gate right now.
We actually we
I,
actually completely
I
give up
swap
on the
off of the
Adam.
killer's POV for 1 second and he's hitting the 3 survivors that are all healthy instead of chasing down the one injured survivor. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, what I can say,
Yeah.
Caesar, is that I am extremely happy this set is over because I am going to be taking my break finally and just, I don't know, rest in my mind because this is, this was something of a game. I I am losing my mind here. I do need a substitute caster for this because this is just such a terrible gameplay from both sides. I cannot even put it in the words.
Yeah, I mean this is crazy. Just for the viewers at home, today we are playing a best of 5, which is probably like way too much DBD to watch this amount of gameplay. But luckily, we decided this much brain dead gameplay is too much for us casters. So as we're going into a tied result overall, both teams are taking one set. We're gonna be swapping out our casters. Me and Rachel are gonna be saying goodbye, and Will and Liminal TFT are gonna be jumping in for the next set, which is actually gonna be Nurse on Midwich. So if you thought this set was killer sided already, I really wonder if the survivor is going to be able to pop any generators in that set. I don't know what you think, Rachel. That's going to be crazy.
I am so happy to not be casting those matches. I feel so bad for Will and Liminal TFT because this is gonna be even more even worse of sets because those killers are so mechanical and I don't know about you, Cinder, but I don't trust any of those killer players to be able to play Nears properly.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be rough. And I think instead of fantasizing and speculating about it, we're just going to have to go back into an intermission, make sure we can bring you that awful gameplay as soon as possible. So make sure you don't go anywhere.
Yo, welcome back everybody. Had a little quick change up there, so you're with me, which is Will, and we have Lily casting with me again. So, we have Wingboilers playing Nurse here on Midwich, which is something I haven't really taken into consideration because I've just got back from eating a lovely dinner. So now I'm kind of in casting overdrive, got way too much energy, and I've got enough shit to talk for days. So Lily, take it away with me. What are we seeing here? And have a talk on this fucking atrocious build that we've also allowed in our balancing for some fucking reason.
Yeah, so here we see Ben Jinx on the Nurse after having just watched them play probably the worst Ghostface game I've ever seen in my life. And then we're moving into an even more mechanical killer on a map that historically very good for this killer, but also if you don't know what you're doing and you're not very mechanically skilled, it can be quite challenging. But I mean, our survivors also don't know what they're doing, so we just see a very quick down and just a bunch of information because we are allowing infectious fright for some reason.
Yeah, I was actually wondering what on earth happened when Claudette got that lovely nurse blade to the back of the skull and why everything on my screen just went completely black with bubbles. And this nurse doesn't have eyes and completely missed the fact that someone was stealthing literally right in front of her. But you know, we'll glaze over that because, you know, it's worst of the worst and you can't be expecting anything better. So we see a quick little FTP from Cheeky Boy onto Guppy, but that makes literally no sense because you're still giving a free tag and the result's the same, and now you're just forcing locker and you've given a extra health state, which you don't really want to be giving if you're going against an S-tier killer, may I just add, in case people at home are not following. We do see quite a lot of screaming because of infectious fright, so by the end of the match, I think I'll go into more madness than if I was playing versus Doctor with the amount of black bubbles on my screen and with the fucking shit chases we're seeing here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, giving up a free tag is an interesting decision, especially considering, you know, it is the Nurse, and it's not like you're going to make any distance unless she hits you, and we see her immediately punished for it, and then we just get a bunch more information. We know where everybody is, like, but unfortunately, the survivors seem to just be better at stealthing than the Nurse is at looking, because it seems consistently like she can't follow through with all this information that her build has provided her, and so we're just going to result to camping on the S-tier killer.
Well, you say that, and then you've given the first case of Caster's Curse that I've seen from you, Lily. So we do actually see Benji giving Rocky the nice little God Palette and deciding to swing early, because why would you wait to get a hit? You know, it's not like you need a hit or anything. You don't even want downs. In this case, if you're Wingboilers, you just want to do the worst you can do, and now we're just resulting to kicking a gen because we can't be shit if we're playing an S-tier killer. Surely we can't let the gens pop. But these survivors have also done absolutely nothing in terms of getting some gen pressure around the board. We've seen literally nothing happen. I could have been playing Geometry Dash and still be up to speed with what's happening here. But now we actually see Cheeky Boy out of position and getting found by Benji. And being found by Benji is something that you really have to strive to do because this guy is clearly not paying attention.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing like the world's worst game of tennis here. Just bad decision, served it up to them, back to another bad decision from the killer, and you have to be really amazed by how much effort it takes to perform this poorly on the nurse. But as we say that, of course, the survivor decides to just stop on the stairwell and give the nurse a charity down.
Yeah, I think the survivors here are kind of realizing that the killer needs all that they can, all the help that they can get, and the charity downs are really the only places where the killer's actually looking somewhat reasonable. We do see another hook onto Cheeky Boy, obviously something I didn't comment on, but the second down of the match, or the second hook of the match being on the same survivor for our survivor team here, is probably not looking the best for them. They're going to have to be playing very well, and because of the nature of the tournament and how shit we've seen them being playing before, it's not going to be the best for them. Obviously, we see Guppy here trading, which I'm assuming is going to be because there's a Deliverance and Unbreakable on that build. Just checked, and yes, that is indeed the nature of it. But now we also have Cheeky Boy getting back rebbed by Benji almost, and making no distance, but Benji struggling to follow as we've seen before.
And you know, despite all of this, like there's a whole lot of progress, but not a whole lot of gens popping here. And like for all the, you know, space that this nurse has given these survivors here, it's not exactly like the survivors are doing anything with it. Just a whole lot of having to pick up their teammates and forcing DS just to hit net neutral and not even really progress the game.
Oh my god. What in the A-Run 2017 video have I just watched there? How do you let this happen? What are you doing? Oh, he's losing his composure. He's swinging at his demons. He needs to go back on the meds, man. Like, this is unacceptable, Benji. You're getting in your head, and you don't even have the headspace to be doing anything about it, and you've just completely lost your tunnel out. It's actually a miracle how you can perform this badly when you're playing a killer that doesn't abide by any rules of any normal killer playing DBD. Like, you don't need M1 game sense for this killer because you just blink through an object. And if you did, then we'd be seeing an even worse result from Benji here, which I'm not even sure why we second blinking that. We're second blinking it because we can hit that. Obviously, I knew that, Lily. Yep. Don't question my Dead by Daylight knowledge there.
Yeah, so Kate just running around like a chicken with her head cut off, not really pathing with any significant plan, just holding W and double backing and praying, and it's working until it wasn't anymore. And we finally see our first death here, and like survivors have decided they wanted to pop one gen, and we're still waiting for more.
Yeah, we're waiting for more, but we're also waiting for Benji to learn the killer on the job. This is like watching an apprenticeship happen in terms of DBD. Like, oh, hello, yeah, because we don't want to hit. Okay, well, Rocky being so charitable again, Rocky has a tendency to do this. If he thinks that the killer's looking like they're having a hard time, here, we go again with a 2-tap. Come on, let's see if I predict it. Come on. Yep. What did I say? You could not write this down on pen and paper better. There's got to be a song about this. It's got to be like something written in time. Maybe it's just fate that Rocky just gets 2-tapped on every chase I've seen this guy have. So Godhand looking a little bit worse for wear here. Obviously the build not allowing them to get the resets, but even if it was, with a team like this, I'm not even sure they know how to communicate to get reset with each other, to be honest with you.
The next Taylor Swift hit single is going to be Rocky Went Down in Thor, and here we are getting blast mined instead of, you know, securing another stage or finding another survivor, which apparently our Claudette was just chilling out in the locker for some reason instead of, you know, taking the distance that our blast mine would have given us. And I mean, we know that they have Deliverance, but, you know, you could have at least saved it for any amount of time. You didn't need to use it right this second.
Well, you say that, but I don't think that thought will have crossed the survivors here. So let's be completely cynical, and by all means cynical, probably very true to actual survivor game plan. The survivors are thinking right now, wow, we can get a hook stage, but it doesn't matter because it's Delhi. But they don't really realize that giving the nurse another hook stage means that you have another survivor one step closer to being outside the game. And I don't know what on God's green earth we're seeing here with notifications coming from basement, but I swear to God, if there's someone, what on earth are we doing? There is no way there are survivors in the basement, and I can only imagine that this is due to them healing down here. And oh my God, what am I witnessing? Genuinely, I can't even put that into words.
I don't know what's happening right now. I think that was a missed skill check in the basement trying to reset because of chlorophobia. And then they just get pulled out. And instead of hooking in the basement as the nurse, you know, the safest hook to defend probably of all time, they decide to carry them out of the basement, waste more time, and let them pop a gen for it.
Pop 2 gens, you mean? No, just had to make sure we're on the same page here. You know, it's not just 1 gen. It's 2 gens. So not only are you're Wingboilers right now, you're letting another gen pop. You're letting 2 gens pop, and now all your pressure is gone because you get your blink sucked up like it's Henry the Hoover. So realistically, if you're Benji right now, all your pressure is gone. You have absolutely nothing to play for, and you're blinking like a maniac. Like, I don't know why you would think that survivors would be willing to stay in room 4 here, but also we did see Guppy stay in the locker while the nurse was blast mine, so literally anything could happen. So it's kind of up for debate, and we see Guppy here as well after using the worst deli of all time, Lily. We actually see Guppy get caught with his pants down and give the nurse another easy down, because why would you make the killer struggle for a down here?
Yeah, you have to imagine that these survivors have become infinitely more devout than they were prior to this match. All this praying for anything to work, and all despite the awful plays that we've seen, they're still somehow managing to just get so much progress and pop gens when they really shouldn't be, because this nurse just can't place a blink, and we're sending it straight into the basement. Oh man. And now we're gonna walk out instead of trying to blink out, and we're gonna waste even more time here in this match.
Oh my God. So the nurse actually was watching the stream, but it was on delay. So when we said that they should hook in basement, it was actually, they thought that they should go back to basement now. So that's any confusion wiped out there. And Benji doing a great job of, oh my God. What's worse?
Oh.
What's worse there, Lily? It's the missed DH, and it's the missed blink. I don't really know what to take the piss out of, because what the fuck are both sides doing here?
If there's any consolation we can take from this, is that pallet is definitely dead now after our nurse smacked the hell out of it. And yeah, I mean, we baited a DH for some miracle, and unfortunately for Rocky here, we used our DH, and they're gonna pop the last gen for it. So I don't know what to say here, because there's just no way that this should be outs, and it's looking like by some miracle they're not only gonna get outs, but if he doesn't find Petty, we're gonna see a whole fresh out of this game.
Yeah, I was just thinking this as I was casting just a moment ago. I don't think I've seen Petty once whatsoever. Like, I genuinely can't fathom if I've seen this guy this entire match. Obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been looking strictly from the perspective of Benji here, and I don't think I've seen Petty this entire game. Or if I have, it's been so quick, and obviously Benji didn't care enough to go for the fresh hook. So it's just got to a point where I can't remember if I've seen Petty, and I don't know what we're planning here. If I'm being honest with you, Guppy, that was one of the stupidest plays of all time. You'll get a gold medal for that. That's definitely something to witness. And we see Petty on the gate here, I believe at 12. Yeah, it is at 12. But we're not opening the gate.
I mean, I guess one consolation here is this pre-leave was so soon that we're not going to get the gate open, and we're not going to see a fresh hook to get out. But then again, we do see Unbreakable proc, and I mean, now we're just at risk of seeing 2 people get out of the game.
I really don't know the thought process here. Number one, from Guppy, just throwing yourself at the killer. Obviously, there's worse plays if you have Unbreakable. You know, there's definitely worse things you could have done. But if you're then Benji here, why are you not more worried about the gate that the fresh hook was working? Now, if Petty has any sense, he just opens and leaves. Yeah, and that's exactly what we see happening here. By no short of a miracle, Benji's probably gonna go complain to behavior devs that the gate opening is way too quick. But these are the kind of people that you see Dead by Daylight balanced over. It's nothing but a pub player, if I have to be honest with you, Lily. And we
Yeah,
see
I mean, we're
Duo.
gonna definitely see a new series of nerfs after that match, and I'm dreading to find out how much worse it could possibly get in this next coming up match.
Oh yeah, 100%. So I believe that's Wingboilers with the 3 fresh and, correct me if I'm wrong, 8 stages?
I believe you are correct.
Yeah, so obviously stay tuned, give us a little bit, and we'll be back with you with Godhand on the killer, hoping to put up a more reasonable fight than that. Welcome back, everybody, to the second half of the Nurse Midwich set between Godhand and Wingboilers, which is, you know, it's the matchup of the ages. It's to take the crown for worst of the worst. Obviously, we saw Benji getting 8 staged on Nurse, which is not a result you'd really want to be seeing from an S tier. But now we have Godhand, and we have Guppy on Godhand, trying to get that win and make it go 2-1. So 2-1 for either side here, depending on what the fuck I'm. Okay. Anyway, let me intro, man. I think that's pretty much it, actually. So this guy completely stole my flow, stole my swing. So now, without further ado, Lily, tell us what we're seeing. And I broke the rule of introing longer than first hit. So, fuck's sake.
Well, I mean, who can really blame you considering, first hit was on his demons, and we're gonna see an instant down on this Ada upstairs after probably the freest tag they could have possibly given. And let's just hope that Guppy here can play a better nurse than Benji did in the last match, but I'm not going to hold my breath because I quite enjoy my life.
Well, definitely not holding your breath is what we got here. We did see Benji actually on Delhi, so obviously running into 5. Now let's see if Guppy has better eyes than Benji did from the previous and see if he can be found on 5 here. If he is, that this is Delhi found and they might not get the trade. Benji takes a bad hit, but it is overcome, so let's see if the Band-Aid Plaster Fix might actually work for Benji here in order to secure that Delhi trade here. And it does work, and I think as long as we're not too dog shit from Doki here, we might actually be seeing a successful Delhi, which might actually be good for our survivors here, although it is on a pain res hook again. So you can take your blessings, because with this tournament they're few and far between.
Yeah, our baby fish here on the nurse decided that the most obvious Delhi of all time wasn't worth chasing the person that has got unhooked in an attempt to deny it, and so we're definitely gonna see the Delhi here and then immediately be chasing that survivor, because they decided Deliing in the killer's face was the most optimal way to use our perk. And let's just hope that the survivors are actually doing anything and not just letting all this happen for free.
Yeah, I'm a bit. I do believe when we were swapping builds, not swapping builds, we were checking survivors here. I do believe that Doki was, I can't remember if it was Second Wind or Decisive Strike. So I do wonder the credibility of that Delhi there, and I do wonder why on earth we're seeing Overcome. Like, are you that unsure about trading? Like, you just hold W into the killer, and you get the unhook. It's 2 buttons, 2 inputs. You can't really fuck it up. And if you can fuck it up, then Benji, I'm sorry, man, but you shouldn't be in this kind of environment. Obviously, we see Guppy failing to blink. Yaya obviously thinking that the killer's of a decent standard or better than what Guppy is putting down here, and decides to double back and give them free distance. And you just got done dirty. That's something you'd see in a Not Starver video. You got double backed on Nurse, and it was a free hit. So congratulations, Guppy here. Lock the fuck in, please, if you don't want to get less than 8 stages.
Yeah, Guppy doing his best Benji impression here on these blinks, and now we're just gonna see Gens pop for it, and not a whole lot to show for it. And I was correct in saying that I shouldn't hold my breath for a better match, because it's looking like if we keep going at this pace, we're just going to see 2 stages and Survivor's out the door. But as I say that, we do get a tag as Yaya just runs directly into the nurse's loving arms, and now we're taking the most diabolical pathing of all time.
Yeah, I think that Yaya forgot that the nurse actually has 360-degree movement. Obviously, it becomes a bit of an issue when you think that, oh god, they could go there or they could go there, and Yaya just kind of decided to do absolutely nothing and just run directly into them, as you commented upon. We have a lovely little spectator bug there, just admiring Yaya's atrocious fucking Renato fit. So if you excuse that for a second, now we see Guppy trying to do his best to lose another survivor and not actually play for another down, which, you know, might actually be um, what you'd want to be seeing if you're the killer here. But Guppy obviously knows. Yeah, I don't think he does. But Guppy obviously knows his game plan, and his game plan is to have no plan and to do nothing that makes any sense. So obviously, we're just seeing a whole lot of nothing here happening, Lily. And I don't know if you have anything else you want to comment on, but this is just another trade, and you don't even have Delhi to back it up with here. So Benji just coming through and giving the nurse a free down for no fucking reason here.
Yeah, we're continuing this trend of charity stages being given, and we see a cheeky little return blink, and like it seems like the survivors were trying to donate entire pressure to this killer, and Guppy just didn't want it. He was like, you know what? I've got the hook on the pain res on the highest progress. I've got, you know, vision and information on all these survivors, and I don't want it because it's too free. So let me make this as difficult and challenging for myself as possible. And now we're just gonna let survivors reset, and at least we got a hook out of it.
I mean, it's the very least you could hope for from a situation like that. We do have the gen on 4 regressing, and I do believe the gen on 3 room as well regressing. So survivors here are looking a bit on the back foot, obviously having 2 survivors on the hook at the same time, especially versus an S tier, is not really what you want to be seeing. Not even good against a bad killer such as Pig or an M1 only Skull Merchant. So you're not really seeing too much, and we do see Guppy being unsure about the actuality of Spies in the Shadows and giving them a trade, which is something that I probably wouldn't allow if I was playing killer, and you just have to be playing at a certain shitty level to let that happen or let that slip by unnoticed.
Yeah, I mean, he lets the Ada get unhooked upstairs when he has perfect Spies of the Shadows information telling him that it's about to happen. Then, in the same vein, and he did that so that he could protect this hook downstairs, and then fails to do that. And then immediately, the Hanato comes in and gets the trade, showing that at least one member of the survivor team knows how to hold W into the killer, take the hit, and get the unhook. And you have to wonder why the Hanato didn't have the deliverance.
Well, I think it's probably because when you're picking builds, it's whoever's the loudest gets the good builds. But in terms of me, I hate playing Deliverance because I actually like doing something with my boring gameplay. I actually like running at the killer, and I like chasing. Obviously, versus Nurse, you have to play the a lot more passive game, but we didn't really see that either way. So you would think that Cassardon, however the fuck you say that impossible name, sounds like you should be in ancient Greece, my man. So please give me some kind of name to shorten that with if I ever choose to have the displeasure of watching another one of your games. But yeah, you give the DS to the most passive player ever, and you're expecting to get any value from it, and it's kind of too late now, because why would the Nurse ever have to tunnel if you're just giving hook stage after hook stage, and you're not even sitting on gens to get anything done with? So this is all for nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that the survivors decided to full reset everyone just to trade another hook, and we have no gen progress.
Oh my god.
And what a dead hard attempt from our Hanato here. I think they were just deciding to preemptively dead hard the next swing, which I hope it pays off for them, because this ace is still on this hook, and we have like 50% to show for it.
Yeah, in terms of the actual gen pressure, as we've seen, like swapping between the spectator, what is it called? Spectator slots there. We saw that Survivor's highest gem pressure is only around 50-60%, and that's not really something you can oh my god. You know that this guy doesn't have dead hard, so why are you waiting out so long, and why are you so like not wanting the hit, and Yaya obviously dying in the best place they possibly can, but it's just still not enough. It's still the freest down known to man. And then we have the fucking Ada playing for the for the save here, but it's all in vain because I believe we are looking at how many stages are we looking at now? If the HUD would kindly come back and remind me, because I'm struggling to keep awake, to be honest with you. It's definitely a hard ask. Okay, yeah, we're looking at, I believe, so 3 plus 2 plus 2. 3 plus 2 plus 2 is
It's
7
8
plus 1,
stages,
8.
4 fresh.
Yeah, so we've already lost. So I don't know what the entire fucking game plan was in terms of not doing anything or just trading at the last possible second so that you can give the killer more stages and just give them a confirmed win. And then I also don't know what the game plan was in terms of working the courtyard gen injured if you're going to then have a full team reset outside of yourself. So it kind of seems a little bit up to interpretation there. And we have this ace doing his best to give the killer a slug DS, because why would you ever just wait in the locker there? It's not like it would save the team or anything.
Yeah, I mean, the nurse is very content that despite their horrible gameplay, they've already got the win, so why not wait the full 60 seconds and let survivors pop another gen just to hook our ace again and now have to defend our gates. And survivors, thankfully, they rubbed their 2 brain cells between the 2 of them together and got on that gen, got it popped, and now we're going to see them aiming to open one of these gates. As futile as that seems, considering how the beginning started, I'm very surprised that we have gotten to this point.
Definitely, we saw. Oh my god, Guppy's so unsure, deciding to do a lovely pirouette, almost as if he's listening to a bop it when saying twist it. And Doki deciding to play check. Why are you not vaulting? Oh my god! Oh my god! Yo, Doki, you might want to go to an eye doctor, an optician maybe, because the fact that you reacted so late there is actually concerning. I genuinely feel like there might be a problem with your eyes. Because I saw that from a mile away. I was wondering why you're not moving. I wondered if it was some kind of game plan. But what game plan is it if you just want to give the nurse a freer down?
Yeah, I'm very confused what happened there. I guess Doki just decided, you know what, I'm dead anyway, screw it, let the nurse have me, and there's no pride in this one. I feel they just weren't thinking at all. They just didn't vault, they didn't care, they just let the nurse have him.
I mean, after this, oh my god, Guppy, what are we doing? Okay, so we give the survivor the out, obviously very inevitable there in terms of distancing and only being a nurse with, like, you know, oh my fucking god, you're really stalling this out for us, huh? You're really making me stay in this dog shit set even longer. Oh my lord, I can't even fathom or put into words how much I want this to be over. Please.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm having solo queue flashbacks to my Meg or my Sable in the corner of the map, plot twisting instead of doing the final gen or just taking the out. And
Yeah.
so we'll see the reset, and I think Ace is probably just going to walk out the door now. Nothing really that Guppy can do about it.
Unless Guppy actually manages to. No, we do see the ace walk out the door here, which does mean that it is a 10-stage result, which is still pretty shit if you're on killer. You should never really be getting stages on nurse, especially in a map this confined and constricted, where one blink covers all from courtyard. So I do believe that is Godhand taking the nurse set. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Lily.
You are correct, and that's going to put us 2-1 in favor of Godhand, and we will be back with, I believe, Ghoul is next, right?
Yeah, we do sadly have a Ghoul set, so that is going to be Ghoul on RPD with Godhand picking up the killer. Obviously, if you want to leave stream now, by all means do, because you're not going to be seeing any more or any good kind of, standard of gameplay. You're just going to be seeing some more shit. So stay with us if you want to, and we'll be back with you with Godhand on the Ghoul on RPD. Stay tuned, guys. Hello everybody, welcome back if you did decide to stay around and see this next level of shittery here. We do have Cheeky Boy, who is Godhand's killer, playing Ghoul on RPD. Obviously, nothing has changed between the casters here, so we are still with you, which is Will and Lily. Lily, tell me what we're seeing, and bang on time, first hit coming in again. So not too bad on timing here. I would say I've done plenty worse.
Yeah, so we're seeing a very quick first tag considering we're on an indoor map against the Ghoul Killer. And I mean, you have to wonder, after the last match, these survivors, they can't be feeling too confident considering they were just playing Trade Simulator. And right as I say that, Arnia goes down. How are we feeling?
Lily, look bottom right. No. Go back to the survivor. I really want to point out the fact that this was our Delhi player. This player was meant to be playing safe, right? And what do? They not only waltz into the killer within the first 5 seconds of the game, they give a free tag, and then they get mind gamed in broad daylight. This should be a crime. This should genuinely be a crime. They should be put on some kind of federal watch list. Benji, if you're listening to me right now, man, that was terrible. I'm sorry to say, but you should never be allowed on Delhi ever again. And I feel like it's just become a standard thing because we saw Benji playing Delhi badly last game, and now we see Benji playing Delhi badly this game as well. So what can you do? It's becoming a standard. So we do have Benji getting unhooked and FTP'd by Doki, but realistically, you shouldn't be making much distance after this kind of unhook. And I think we only see the FTP coming out because there is overcome on Benji's build, because Benji needs all the help we can get, really.
Yeah, I mean, Benji again on our Delhi, instantly getting found. Literally right after I pointed out that it's an indoor map with so many places to hide. Literally should be the easiest map to get your Delhi proc. And we're just going to see Benji take a quick tag in the same spot that he went down in before. And you got to imagine he's not going to make much distance here. I hope to God his teammates are, yeah, there we go, popping gens, getting progress, and setting this Ghoul behind, because we haven't really seen much out of him. He's not had to do a whole lot.
Yeah, obviously. Oh my God, Benji, open your eyes. I feel bad for even shit talking. It's like seeing a harmless little puppy, and then deciding to say everything bad you could ever think about, and the sole focus of the blame. But this guy is so naive. He does not realize, and he's clearly not coming to his teammates because Doki decides to reset in broad daylight just in front of Cheeky Boy here. So Wingboilers are doing their very best at giving the killer too much information here.
Yeah, I mean, Cheeky just getting to play Wonder Bread Ghoul here, just as bread and butter as it can get, and the survivors are just not coordinated, not communicating, not making smart decisions. And I mean, I struggle to see how we're even going to be able to say anything bad about this Ghoul, considering he's not doing anything. He just walks the map and wins.
I mean, this is really, realistically, all he has to do. Obviously, Yaya getting cornered here and giving another free tag. Not much you could do in that situation, so I'm going to lay off Yaya a little bit there. Yaya didn't do too bad, but now we see Benji back on the hook. Obviously, that unproc Delhi. No value for you, Benji. Unlucky, and we see Cheeky Boy actually managing to get the body block, but Benji does get balanced landing, which is... Wait, I'm seeing balanced landing overcome on the set... Whatever. I'm not even going to comment on that because I will just get myself riled up. But what on earth am I seeing in terms of builds, and what on earth am I seeing in terms of playstyle? Okay. Hello, Benji. Okay, Benji. I will refrain from shit-talking you to the level that I just did, because that was actually kind of nice. You managed to stay alive for a few seconds longer, and we're check-spotting, almost getting hit there, but our low ping bails us out there. Benji playing this to a decent degree, but in the end, just gonna make it so that he goes down after vaulting this window here. Not too bad,
I mean,
if the survivors have actually been on gens. That's something I'm not too sure about.
Yeah, for all the shit that we were talking, the second that Cheeky has to actually play the game and get creative and do anything, he comes up short. I mean, Benji just kind of read him for filth and had an excellent chase that I can't disrespect. And I mean, now Cheeky's kind of, on the back foot, where the serves have gotten plenty of progress, and like he has got to, actually step it up and show that he knows what he's doing. And like, I'm not sure. I mean, we don't have a whole lot to go on from the start of this match, and
Exactly. I mean, Cheeky Boy didn't really need to play the game in terms of what we saw. It was just Cheeky Boy getting a lovely down handed to him, and Benji being very charitable. And then we do see the ace here, who I did go into the VC and ask about the name, but the name is so complicated, I don't even care. I'm just gonna call you a shitter, because this is what I'm seeing. You're dropping the God Palette and... Oh! Okay! Okay, so I'm changing your name from less shit than Cheeky Boy. So Cheeky Boy's done an absolutely amazing job of letting the survivor unzone themselves, and then doing an amazing job of not really playing for the down here. We do... Oh my god. We've let it happen again. How have we let this happen again? It's free.
All this pride in this P100 ghoul, and he just keeps falling for the same anti-ghoul tech every time. You know, he tries to force the formerly known as kidnap tech, which has been removed, and vaulting the pallet, and immediately the survivors just every time they just vault right back through him, and there's not a whole lot he can do about it. And he's not really showing us that, you know, he knows fundamentally how to play this killer. And despite all of that, the serves then go to these 50-50s and lose every time.
Yeah, indeed they have been in terms of 50-50ing. Well, we see lots of unneeded 50s, which is something that I really did want to bring up, to be honest with you. We now see ultimate weapon being used for the first time in the match, because why would you use your perks? It's not like you only get 4 of them or anything. You know, it's totally not like you decided to run them, and you should know how they're working. But if you're Cheeky Boy, you're basically disregarding everything here. And we do see the unhook here coming in onto the ace here. And then we see Doki complete taking chase to the opposite side of the map, and Cheeky Boy is none the wiser as to where survivors have the gem pressure. And we do know that Godhand was being worked on as well, so I'm wondering why we're deciding to still commit this chase.
Yeah, I mean, as quickly as the downs happened in the beginning, Cheeky is just too confident in his ability and the ghoul's mobility to really care about his gens, and clearly it's going to cost him, because those survivors managed to pop that like near 80% gen that he knew because he kicked it. And we're going to see Ada just hold W to the corner of main and die. And now that we've taken a full chase and wasted all that time, we're going to check on gens.
I mean, it's not like the killer had pain res or anything to, you know, get a hook on a survivor and actually make a difference to the scoreboard here. We're seeing them take chase to where the previous God palette was, and obviously broken now. But Yaya doesn't really have anything. Ghoul on his ass, like, he's some pride possession. And then we're deciding to pick up the survivor where there are no pain res hooks. It kind of doesn't really make sense. There's no rhyme or reason. But in terms of survivor gameplay, we haven't really seen enough to warrant the Ghoul to actually put his thinking cap on here.
Yeah, I mean, after him picking up there, we see that the Ada was on the side of the map that had all of his pain reses, and I have to think that that's just lack of game sense from our Ghoul player. If he was looking for a pain res and looking for a hook, that he should have just taken it on the Ada when she got downed. And instead, we take it on the Hanatu and allow our slug to get picked up, and all the progress that survivors have accrued is just going to stay as we find our ace here in main. And I mean, he's just got this shitty desk palette that I'm not too confident he can survive all that long on, unless the Ghoul just gives him a free stun.
I mean, yeah, why would you ever play for a 50-50 if you just can give the survivor free safety? You know, it doesn't really make sense there. And now you give a tag, but now survivors get the unhook. Obviously, the ace here actually forcing a pickup, which is not a bad play at all. And Cheeky Boy kind of doesn't even realize that that's within the survivors' capabilities, because they've been so shit from what we've seen before.
Yeah, and I mean, we're still not looking like we're going to get a pain res. Maybe he makes that upstairs one, but ace forcing the pickup, and I mean, it's still just a trade, which is all the Ghoul cared about, and nothing has really happened. Like, we're still net neutral on the match, and we catch the Ada out, not paying attention, just traipsing through Welcome Leon room, and I don't even know. I was about to say, I don't even know if she's going to get out of here if she plays this 50 on the desk. And I mean, now the Hanatu has to stealth and try and save his teammates who have just left him out here all by himself.
Yeah, but I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing here, Lily. Renato, or Hinatu even, has not really done the best job of going unnoticed. Not only is he free bleeding like there's no tomorrow, this guy is running actively while he's the only person left on Survivor's side. And our ghoul has done an amazing job of not actually following the trail to ensure that the survivor is found. No, we've done a good job of losing scratch marks and losing pools of blood, which I genuinely think is an achievement in this current situation.
Yeah, he lets Hanato unhook the ace for free because he has the spatial awareness of a chipmunk, and now he's just going to be forced to pick up the Ada. And I mean, as far as the survivors, they haven't really played a remarkable game, but they're just still in it despite everything.
Yeah, survivors need to pick up the pace, man, because I am getting tired. I cannot really fathom how this game has gone this long. We've seen Godhand's killer Tiki Boy here doing absolutely everything in his power to give survivors free reign over the trial here, but then we've seen the survivors doing nothing to kind of take hold of that leash and put Cheeky Boy back on the back foot. We do see Yaya's Lithe coming out there, but that doesn't even make a difference because Cheeky Boy is so unsure in his chase, he was never going to commit that anyway, because why would you need a down and why would you need hook stages here?
And I mean, we just have our free game sense perk triggered on that locker, which thank God he has that, because who knows how long this game would have extended if he didn't find a survivor soon. With Ada still on the hook and both survivors injured, I'm sure at least the silver lining there is that Cheeky Boy has to be happy with his current game state, as he eats a perfect dead hard, because why would you ever expect or bait that?
I mean,
Not that it matters.
I mean, it doesn't matter because Ace made no distance. Not really too much that they could have done there, obviously. It's kind of just an untimely demise, but we do actually see a down happening, which has got to be the first time in around, like, half of the match, I would say. Yeah, we've gone through a dry spot. It's kind of nothing's been happening, and survivors haven't really been capitalizing on that downtime as well. We do actually see a gen pop, but instead of chasing the injured survivor and getting that quick down, we do want to go for Doki here, which is, you know, the worst thing you could really do. And we're now trying to mind game a god palette, which is also not a ideal thing to do if you're Cheeky Boy here.
You know, for a team named Godhand, you would think that they would have a little bit more faith in a god palette, but evidently they're atheist because they're just letting Doki walk away for free, not breaking the god palette, and in a similar situation to before, but in a 2v1.
Yeah, this is not looking too good, is it? Oh my, and then we decide to sprint burst right into the loving embrace of the Kaneki here. Obviously, Cheeky Boy taking the free hit because why wouldn't you? And Doki just running into the last pallet you can really play in this kind of situation. Doki doesn't have the distance to make anything else, and I've got a feeling we're going to see a mind game come here, to be honest. No, we actually do hold a check spot, which is the first time for everything here. And we do drop the pallet badly. And now we're forced to play a 50, which we win because Cheeky Boy is just so unwilling to actually put a wrap on this game.
Yeah, I mean, we know from past experience that Cheeky Boy absolutely unwilling to play his 50s because clearly he can't win them. And that will finally, after what feels like an eternity, wrap up this first match of Ghoul with a 4K0.
Oh my god, we could have reached this result so much sooner. I just want to let that be known. So I believe Godhand are going into this trial on their pick 4K zeroing, which isn't terrible, but you could have done so much better. Survivors kind of gave it to you with Benji giving you the free early down and no Deli in play. So now we have to kind of just wait and see what happens when Wingboilers take it on the killer and hope to get a 4K1. Do you have anything else to say, Lily?
No, I think that perfectly summed it up.
All right, stay with us and we'll be back with you with Wingboilers trying to get the 4K1 so they stay in the worst of the worst finals. Stay tuned, guys. Hello, Oh my god, Cinta. This guy cannot count. Like, I've just had problems with waiting for builds to come in, and then I have problems with the streamer not counting me in. So, obviously, fuck this Cinta guy. I don't know what to do. In terms of worst to worst, we also have the worst of the worst for staff as well. So we do have Wingboilers with Benji on the killer, trying to get that 4K1, or if you're a Survivor fan with Godhand here, which I hope we see an out, because I want to go to sleep ASAP. So we're wanting to see Godhand get a Survivor out, or we're wanting the killer to get that 4K1, depending on who you're rooting for. Wingboilers on the killer, Godhand on Survivor. God, Sinter, I am never doing anything with you ever again, because you are terrible in terms of scheduling and timing, and oh my god, fuck this guy. Lily, back to you. I'm so sorry. I just had to tell this guy a piece of my mind.
Well, with you having your little meltdown, we've seen 2 injuries already come through in that time, and Guppy giving a free tag, and now we're on to Cheeky, our ghoul player from just a moment ago. And look at this, just once again, every single time, first chase is always our deli player, because these survivors do not know how to stealth to save their lives, and I just don't know what to make of it.
Oh, Benji, if you knew what we knew, you would not be so naive. That is a very unfortunate leave of chase here, and we're going to be seeing Guppy getting mind-gamed on the interrogation room window. Obviously, that is a fairly quick down, I would say, and we do have, as you said, 2 injuries on the board. So now we have Cheeky Boy at risk of actually being able to pull off a successful deli. Who would have thought, Lily, that we might actually see a deli being used well in a game of worst of the worst there?
Yeah, I mean, both teams expertly threw their Deli lead away, and then just like that, Benji throwing Deli in his match had to also throw his lead by not chasing and downing the Deli player from Godhand. So here we are in main building, and we know that Deli is unhooking the survivor, and we're actually gonna see the perk do something for once, as our ghoul player gets a tag and decides to, at least go back so they're not completely throwing their game.
I mean, that being said, we do see Cheeky Boy able to get the reset onto the unhooked survivor as well, which I believe is Resurgence. If Sinter, yep, there we go. He's actually cooperating with me. This is lovely. This is what you want from staff here. So we do see 40% on the gem. We do see Resurgence on Guppy here, and Guppy is actually overcome, meaning that we might actually see a bit of a longer chase if you can actually say anything that this guy pulls through is long enough for it to put through as a decent time to last in chase here, Lily. I don't really know what to expect. Obviously, I'm not expecting too much, but we do see more than 10 seconds in a chase, which is unheard of for these teams.
Yeah, I mean, Overcome, they're really clutching it, and we will see them go down. At least they actually threw the pallet, considering every other survivor who has ever been at that pallet has, forgot that they can do that. And we're going to see, quite a bit of gen progress. Of course, they're doubling instead of, splitting pressure for, any amount of time in chase. But, it does result in a gen pop, and that's what you like to see if you're a Survivor fan here.
Definitely. What absolutely amazing range there. I had no clue in terms of Kaneki's reach, but I was not expecting a full-on shoulder barge there from the bottom of main going up to the top and getting a hit there on, I believe, Rocky. Yeah, we do see Blindvog getting the heal off there onto Guppy, and Benji deciding to swing, because why would you ever try and, stay on the tail of the survivor, the tunnel out here? And Guppy doing an amazing job of giving a free tag as well, because why would you ever want to conserve your overcome for when you actually need it? Drops the god pallet, and we're just going to see the Kaneki hot on his tails and kind of just eating his dust as he makes it to another safe villain, which he then just leaps over, because why wouldn't you? It's Kaneki after all.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to exhibit too much skill if you're a Kaneki player after all, and, the survivor's just kind of holding W and praying at this point. Which, does fit their name. He does what we would come to expect, and the Kaneki is kind of just letting him do it. Not a whole lot of action here, as we're not going to force 50s. We're just going to, lose them.
I mean, yeah, oh my god, and we've seen the exact same misplay. I think Benji was probably watching how Cheeky Boy did it and wanted to one-up him, and by letting the tunnel out get away and reach relative safety, and now leave. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Please go back to our killer here. Have we left the tunnel out? We have indeed. We see the Kaneki getting another injury on the ace here, which does mean that we are at max stacks of Thanner, which is kind of the only positive we see for Wingboilers here. Benji not looking too hot, as as he considers chasing the ace, and we're on one gem with one stage to our name. It's kind of a mirrored kind of illusion here. I thought we would be seeing a lot more pressure from an easy injure killer here, but obviously we're watching worst of worst, and we've had it happen 3 times. This set.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I mean, Benji just, he can't win a 50. He can't take advantage of free tags that were donated to him. He left his tunnel out, and survivors are just not real. It's almost a reverse of Cheeky's game, where like they just have to play the most bread and butter game of Survivor ever. They just sit gens and they just get to win for it. They don't really have to do anything.
Exactly. We still have Deli up as well, with Cheeky being able to play extra aggressive, especially while injured. Doesn't really matter resetting against Ghoul, but we saw that Survivors actually reset to get rid of the max Thana penalty. We do see Rocky here. Rocky obviously out of position because this guy never knows what he's meant to be doing. This guy has a game sense of a bin weevil, obviously, and okay, I think Benji might have got it worse because we're just leaving.
I mean we
Survivors.
just chased the ghosts into the back office, I guess. Thought they were going to play the worst palette in the game, and instead of chasing the survivor that we clearly saw go upstairs.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm seeing, and oh, I do believe Rocky was balanced landing. I don't think we've seen it before, if you don't mind switching over. Yeah, it was actually balanced landing, but obviously doesn't get the full stagger off before getting domed Assassin's Creeded from above. We see Kaneki going up to the right-hand side of main and actually looking like he wants to be in pursuit of Cheeky Boy, but knowing this Kaneki, he's not going to commit. Obviously, I couldn't have said it better myself. Look at him, not committing to the survivor that is Deli, and instead going back to where he can't exhibit any pressure at all because he just gives the survivors a free pickup, because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's almost seeming like Benji is AI generated and you're just reading his script off of your monitor, because he is literally doing exactly what you would think he would do, which is all the wrong things. And I mean, at least the consolation is that he gets the ace out of it, but they're splitting pressure across the map from each other, and you just get DS'd for it.
Oh, wait, was that Lyth or was that Smash Hit? I'm not all too sure. I'd imagine that's probably Lyth coming on from the ace there, but it doesn't matter. Benji is not committing. Who could have seen that coming? So you eat a DS, and you still have Deli up in the game, and the last gen is popped. So I think we're going to be seeing some outs here, if I'm not mistaken, Lily, unless the survivors manage to do a high-level threat of a throw here.
Yeah, I mean, they would have to initiate a tactile nuke on their own place here in order to not get outs at this point, with doors across map, and Benji chasing the only healthy survivor as Ace just got reset. And I mean, I can't imagine that we don't see outs here, and not only outs, but potentially 2 fresh hooks out the gate, as they're doing the gate in his face.
I mean, why would they not, to be fair? They managed to get 2 out. No, we do see a... Oh, we're going to see a heal tech, but obviously they're a lot further away from the gate than they give themselves credit for. And Rocky does get picked up, which means that we see 3 freshes. Who would have thought that when you needed to 4K, the best you can do is a 3 fresh result here. Benji putting down Rocky, admitting defeat, but just wanting to get that one singular cinematic Mori here. Lily, what do you have to say after Godhand win, worst of the worst, 3-1?
I mean, I can't say that it was the most well-earned victory of all time, but at least it's finally over and we don't have to suffer any further with these teams just absolutely competing to be the worst of the worst.
Exactly. I don't really know what else there is to say. You've kind of summed it all up. In terms of winning, Godhand do actually take first place in Worst of the Worst, which is kind of a sore title to be given. You're kind of the worst of the worst. So well done, Godhand, obviously winning versus Wingboilers 3-1. I don't think there's anything else for us to say, Lily, unless you've got anything else you want to say.
No, I am perfectly fine handing it over to our commissioners who have some words to say, and God, I hope we don't do this again.
Right, take care and we'll pass over. Thank you for staying with us with some quick words from our commissioners now.
Hello, everyone. Like I said, what a fantastic games we've had. Really, really interesting teams. Also, very terrible teams. Again, really, really fun matches up. And good job to Godhand taking that with an absolute sweep fantastically done. And like I said, we are here to basically thank all the teams that have come and helped us basically make this possible. And honestly, it's been fantastic to watch. And I'm glad that we can have such a successful event. Like I said, I'm not here alone. I am here with my other commissioners, Hash. If you're here, I know you have some opinions on some of the perks that were used.
Yeah, so a message to all you people running oppression. If you ever come back to my tournament running oppression, I will find you.
Oh, that was fantastic. Thank you, Hash, for threatening the audience.
No more oppression, please. There are other perks exist. Like floods of rage, that's a cool perk, right?
That's fine. You got your coup value, so I think you're absolutely fine. But we're going to be partially ending out with X Rachel. Have you got any words to say?
I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who made this tournament happen. You guys all are amazing. Thank you for our staff that's been helping out with handling all the tough stuff, revving the game, sorting the schedule, and keeping all those on track. We do see you, and we are extremely grateful to you guys. Also, a special shout out to all of our amazing casters. You guys made every game way more fun to watch than it actually was, because you guys are dog shit teams. Oh my god. And of course, a huge thanks for all the teams and viewers for supporting the streams and just making it all happen. Seriously, this whole event only came together because of you guys. Thank you for everything. Back to you, Fields.
Yeah, we really do thank everyone. And this is not the end of Dead by Dawn. We are going to be coming back with the main season, which will be coming up next week. Unfortunately, no trash talking. We actually have teams going for big prizes here. So I'm super excited, so make sure to stay tuned. If you are interested, we do have our Discord link within the Twitch, if you just want to click on there. And we also upload all our videos onto YouTube if you're interested or missed a match. And so like I said, we will be ending out What's the Worst, first ever Trash Talk tournament. Again, future events in Dead by Dawn, make sure you're in the server and have those pings on. But we'll see you next time for the main season.
Wrap it up. Boring. Yap. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.